She did. All
Let's
right,
hope
guys.
not.
Good morning. Monday morning quarterback. Welcome our guests. Welcome back, Mike. Welcome back, Juwaan. We're gonna get into it. We had another good week of football. What'd you guys think?
I agree. It was a really good week of football. A lot of surprises too. So
Oh yeah, I have because we're gonna get into our surprises of the week. I have a
Was
few of
it?
them down.
Wait a minute. Is it gambling wise? Gambling wise, or just football in general?
Well, I don't gamble.
me neither.
Yeah.
Me neither.
Oh.
So you had some good picks, I know that, but as far as just watching the game itself, we had
Oh yeah.
I,
Oh yeah. We had some good games.
I don't know if it was as good as last week. I think there was more surprises this week, but I think last week we had I don't know. I don't know. I got to really look into that. But again, I'm not complaining. I think all the games were good. Last night's game, I wasn't expecting to be as close as it was, but it was. But all right, but let's get into it. Obviously, we always start out with giant takeaways. So I want to just get into that really quick. Again, it's. Oh, and Juwaan, by the way, I went back and I watched. You did pick the Falcons, and you picked the Steelers. Yeah, you picked the Falcons though. You did. So
Damn it.
I would
yeah.
have picked the. I would have picked the Falcons too, because remember, I'm picking every team that the Giants are playing. I'm picking.
You
them.
should. Well, not by now. I think that's a good way to go, especially this upcoming week against the Saints. But like, I don't
know
know.
the sad thing is though, and Bob Papa said it on FAN yesterday. In the last 4 years, the Giants are now 9-25 in MetLife Stadium.
No, besides that,
9-25
on Carton and Roberts. Carton read a stat. I don't know the exact winning percentage and record, but in the last 5 years, the Giants are the worst team in football, including the Jets and Jaguars.
He actually said that before the game even went on. It was when they were 0-2.
Giants are just, and it's the way they lose. That's what's so frustrating. It's the way to lose. It's like they hold on to like a little bit of a lead or a tie for as long as they can, and then by the end of the game, it's it. That's it. The defense actually didn't do too bad. I feel, and I don't know if you guys feel this, Juwaan. I don't know if you really.
The defense didn't do too bad. They allowed a touchdown, a game-winning fucking field goal. The defense didn't do too bad.
At the same time, they held them for the most part of the game. They did, but I just feel. And another thing that hurt the Giants yesterday was three notable injuries in the very beginning of the game. You had Blake Martinez on the defense go out, I think with like a knee injury or something like that. And then Slayton, I don't even know what happened with Slayton. He just tweaked his hamstring. And then, of course, them losing, Shepard.
Mm-hmm.
Shepard was their go-to guy, especially on third down. So that definitely slowed down the offense. And Barkley just can't seem to get it going. I mean, he's got a touchdown. He got a touchdown, but he can't seem to get it going.
Well, Dick had at tight end didn't help matters fumbling a football.
So did you watch the game?
Did you hear what
they boo every time?
Dude, seriously, that was the greatest. It reminded me of when Chad Pennington broke his leg and the Jets fans were literally cheering that he got injured.
They cheered every time he came off the field, Evan Ingram. So every time they came off the field, Evan Ingram, and every time he was involved in a play, they booed.
Tell you what, I'll take Evan Ingram. You guys can take Jonnu Smith.
I'll take that.
I'll take Jonnu Smith any day of the fucking week. At least he can hold on to a football.
No, he can't. Y'all must not have seen any of that Saints game last week.
No, I didn't catch that. No, but
I'll take Evan Ingram. I'll 100% take that big.
I mean, he's supposed to be one of the best tight ends in football. I'm still yet to see
that. I'm still waiting after 4 years.
I missed the show last week, had a long Sunday, Monday, because I was at the Jags and Broncos game, but I'm back. Oh, whoa. Oh, that's right. I think you said that, Matt. I think you said you were going to the Broncos and Jags game. Well, welcome back. We missed you last week.
I wasn't here last week either. So
yeah, Mike was at the Broncos and Jags game too.
I was in the doghouse, but you know what, Juwaan? You know what happened? You know what made Joey maybe come back? You got to give the people what they want.
That's it.
They wanted me.
They wanted Mike. Well, here's my takeaway. Put the defense, the late game defensive woes on the side. I'm starting to believe their offensive play calling by Jason Garrett is garbage. They're too one-dimensional.
Who's been saying this since the beginning?
No, but they don't take. They're too conservative sometimes. especially sometimes on either the 2-point plays or the fourth down, going for it on fourth down. I don't know if they just don't believe in Daniel Jones. They're worried about turnovers, but they're way too conservative and it's too predictable. I know on second and like 6 or 7, even in shotgun formation, they're going to do a halfback draw. I almost always call it. I was like, all right, here comes a draw. So if I know what's happening from my couch, I can bet that the defense is going to know as well. So, and we can also fault again, and Micah, we've been talking about this since the offseason, and this is where Gettleman comes in. The offensive line. They're not producing enough creases for Barkley. Barkley's not getting penetration, and Daniel Jones doesn't have enough time.
You know what though? But you know what though? It was nice. Saquon did have some nice plays yesterday. It was nice to see him finally get a couple of some good rushing yards. He got some nice passes from Danny Daniel Jones.
40. I don't have it written down, but I think he had like 43 receiving yards, something like that.
But here's my problem. And I'm going to talk about last week because I wasn't here. But I think the main problem is I don't think it's Daniel Jones anymore.
It's not.
He looked good the last 2 games.
Yeah.
Granted, he had his fucking moments yesterday. But he didn't look bad the last 2 games. I think my problem is right now is Joe Judge. I think Joe Judge is a major problem for this team. He doesn't have any discipline on this team.
Bad penalties.
And you know what though? And I said this to who did I say this? Did I say it to you or did I say it? I think I said it to you or James last night.
Sure.
And I said the problem is with this head coach, he comes off as your friend and not your coach. And that's the thing. When you work, I worked at a job where one of my friends was my boss. And you kind of mix business with friendship. But that's what I think it is. I think Joe Judge is too much of a nice guy to be strict with these players. And if he does, they're just going to laugh at him. This guy has no discipline. Just like last week. You're going for a game-winning field goal and your guy goes off sides.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't put that in the fucking guy's head. Stand still. Don't move for 40 fucking seconds.
Yeah, and also too, it was broken down that's a guy that doesn't even it makes no he has nothing on the play.
What was he gonna do? Block the fucking
nothing?
Kick?
No, that's the thing. All he had to do was stay on sides. Me and Juwaan talked about the last week.
And then I heard you guys. I was watching, but this week, more offside calls, more unnecessary roughness of penalties.
Yeah,
it's got to stop. And this coach doesn't have the discipline to have these players in check. And then Garrett's another fucking problem because he's a fucking moron.
I don't like
just look at his record in Dallas. Why are you bringing him on as a fucking offensive coordinator? What? Because he wants his legacy to be that he coached on every fucking team he played for. Get the fuck out of here.
He didn't do horrible in Dallas. 8-8, 8-8, 8-8, 8-8. No actual losing season.
And how many playoffs?
He made a few. Look, I'm just
saying. How many got past the first round?
Yeah, that's true. They didn't have many playoff wins.
But to be fair, look at who some of those teams were. Seattle, Green Bay, like they weren't playing like.
But according to Dallas, they're the unstoppable force of the playoffs. The Dallas fans.
I'm just saying. I look at this game. I don't think you're necessarily wrong about Joe Judge, but Joe Judge isn't coaching children.
Apparently he is if they don't know how to listen to stay on one side of the fucking field every snap.
That's what I'm saying. I put that more so on the players than I do Joe Judge. You know your job. You're
supposed to teach these players discipline.
Yeah,
this team isn't disciplined.
How many times do we talk about this, that we blame the head coaches or managers of each sport? They're not the ones on the field, Mike. I mean, there's only so much.
Right, but if you're coaching these players and they're not listening,
If it
there's
keeps
a
happening,
problem.
if it's a reoccurring theme and it keeps happening week after week, then you can say to yourself, all right, well, yes, it's the players, but at the same time, something has to be taught, something has to be instilled in them, whether during practice or drills, that this can't be tolerated. Because I agree, there were some bad penalties again. And going back to the Mike, what you said about the what do you call it? The unnecessary roughness calls and whatever, right? There were a few in yesterday's games, in various games, that I thought were very questionable. That they called the receiver defenseless. The guy led with his shoulder. Like, I'm still like, I can't remember what it was. I think it might have been the Ravens of Miami game. I can't really remember, but I thought it was a perfectly timed.
You
Boom.
mean you mean the Raiders?
The Raiders.
Miami.
I said Ravens. I'm sorry. The Raiders and Dolphins, where I'm pretty sure this was the game where the guy led with his shoulder, popped the ball out, and made the pass incomplete.
Well, look what happened. Well, look what happened to Dante Adams last night. He got knocked the fuck out for 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, he was down for 2.5 minutes.
And then the what was his name? Terry, whatever his name was. He was a former ref. He was explaining what happened, and the NFL changed the rules as usual because Roger Goodell's a moron. That they don't want the referees in front of the players, so they have to be behind everybody. So the ref totally missed the head-to-head collision. He was supposed to be more towards center field. The guy said. I mean, Dante Adams, I'm amazed he didn't have a concussion.
Down, yeah.
I'm amazed he was out for 2.5 fucking minutes.
Yeah,
he got leveled.
And the officiating this year in the NFL is atrocious.
Really bad. It has been in every game. In every game, it has been. There was the one play. I think it was the Giant game, and it was the other team. I think it was Washington. I'm pretty sure it was the game against Washington. If not, it was the Broncos. So it had to be one of them. One of the 3 games they played.
I think Matt LaFleur wanted to choke the ref last night on national television.
The guy caught the ball, clearly landed on his own will, and then got up and lunged for a couple of extra yards. The analysts were saying it. I think it was Mike Pereira, the expert, basically said, "Yeah, no, this is going to be a first down because he was never touched. Clearly, he was never touched." They looked to the review and they called it. They said the play stands with actual footage. So it's not even blown calls. They're going and looking at reviews sometimes and just coming back and like, all right, well, we're not going to overturn it on clear evidence. So I agree with you, Mike, that the officiating
I really wish the NFL will allow head coaches to challenge penalties. I really would. Like, no, Juwaan, before you start shaking your head, let me correct that. Not every penalty. I'm talking about what happened to Dante last night. Where he got knocked out for 2 minutes and the ref didn't throw a flag. That deserves to be looked again at.
I think it'd be hard then to differentiate when and how a coach can challenge. I mean, they did it in basketball. It just slows the game down too much. It just I honestly,
why you don't think challenging now for ticky-tack 1 yard catch, whether or not the ball handler had control of the football, is running the game longer. I'm talking about Devontae Adams could have been seriously had some brain issues last night that a referee was too stupid not to throw the flag. Yeah, I would want to challenge that and say, hey, my guy got to knock the fuck out over here.
I'll give you a better example why some should be challenged and maybe even give them one challenge per game. And they have to, basically, because I think there's 2 challenges, regular challenges that the Giants can get, right? I'm sorry, any team can get during a game. They can get 2 challenges.
Right.
Maybe have an extra one as well to do something like that. Another game that could have been definitely used was that Saints game years ago when it was a blown, what was it, against the Rams? A blown pass interference. The guy was hit like 30 seconds before the ball came, and it was a no call.
Well, so the problem with that is that unfortunately the evidence has to be overwhelming to get a ref to change the call that was made on the field. Right. That's the rule. The rule has to be they have to see something so drastic from what they called it. And 9 times out of 10, they're not usually going to go back on the call that they made on the field. If they ruled it a touchdown, his foot had to be
Well,
extremely out of bounds.
all touchdowns
You know
are
what I'm
reviewed,
saying?
though. All touchdowns go back to New York
I'm
to
just
be
saying,
reviewed.
I'm just saying for let's take touchdowns out of it. Just anything you review, it just has to be so overwhelming.
I mean,
Go
well,
back.
what happened to Dante Adams last night
Devontae
was
Adams
very
would have been overwhelming.
That would have been
evidence.
overwhelming. You saw the guy coming in from the left side of the field, coming in, literally lunging at Devontae Adams and smashing his helmet against Devontae Adams' fucking head. I mean, how much more overwhelming could it be?
I feel you on that, but I don't know. I was watching a game yesterday where they called a whatever the foul's called when you hit the quarterback after they threw it.
Roughing the passer.
Yes, roughing the passer. Thank you. I don't know where my mind is, but it's such a bang bang play that sometimes intent does matter, and in football it matters more than anything. So it's like if I'm running at the quarterback and the ball is still in his hand and I'm going for him and he happens to get it out right before I hit him, I don't have any time to pull up.
You don't
prevent myself from just laying into him. And it's like that play with Devontae Adams, that wasn't a head hunting play. I've seen Saints versus Vikings NFC Championship head hunting plays. That was a
that's because the Saints had a bounty thing going on over there too. That's why.
But it looked like Devontae Adams was catching it and trying to go down, but they were hitting him as he was up. So as he was coming down, it was a bang bang play. I don't think he was head hunting, and if a flag was thrown for that, I don't know how much I would have liked it, because again, there is a difference between head hunting and just a bang bang play where it just happens like that.
No. I mean, they showed the replay about 5 or 6 times.
I gotta watch the replay. I knew that he got leveled. I didn't know how or why or when.
I mean, the guy was coming in from one side of the field to the other, and literally smashed his head up against his head. I don't care. I think that was head hunt. I'm not going to call it head hunting, but it wasn't accidental.
You get some roughing the passer calls, which are ridiculous, where the guy is going up to deflect the ball and sometimes coming down and maybe tips the helmet. It's called roughing the passer because you can't touch the quarterback's helmet. That's
my point. I don't like any of this.
To
me, it's too bang bang. You know what I'm saying? Like you've seen a guy literally catch the ball and he just comes out of nowhere and just leads with his helmet into the guy.
Yeah.
I don't think that play was that. Again, I'm not saying it was necessarily accidental, but I don't think he was trying to hit his head with his helmet at all. He was just trying to tag him. He was literally trying to light him up. And I think he just happened to hit his head on the bang.
No, Matt, they don't review penalties. They don't.
That's what my argument is.
Yeah, that's what Mike's trying to. Mike thinks that we should be able to a team should be able to challenge a penalty or a non-penalty call.
But I'm not saying like offsides or breaking the neutral zone or whatever. I'm talking about plays like that where Devontae Adams got hit in the head. I'm talking about where you poke somebody in the finger and the guy did a LeBron flop last night and got called for pass interference.
Well, Peppers did that. Jabril Peppers did that in the Giant game.
If you're saying not to challenge offsides calls, or is that what you were just saying? You're not saying challenge offsides calls?
No.
But if you're saying not challenge offsides calls, I would then say that's where I'm saying would become a very thin line. Because
right. I'm not saying challenge all calls. I'm talking about challenging the ones like helmet to helmet when they don't throw the flag, pass interference calls that don't look like pass interference calls.
But here's the thing, though.
And that's it.
As Joe was saying, that Washington game, you guys lost from an offsides call. But Joe is saying if they had replayed that and challenged that, he was not offsides.
No, because then if you challenge, let's just say you challenge every offside call that was done. You know how many hours you'll be backing up the fucking game?
Well, no. Sometimes it is very apparent someone was offsides. It's just clear.
Yeah, you can tell like somebody flinches and that's it.
As Joe pointed out, that Giants one was not offsides. It was as that ball was hiked.
Yeah, no, they had to. Mike, I don't know if you know this, but the Giants sent film to the NFL. On a slowed down replay and on slow motion, it appears that both the ball was snapped and I think it was Solder that was the one that moved, right? Was it Nate Solder?
Yeah.
Okay. Or whoever it was, if it was him, they moved simultaneously. However, if you slow it down even slower, I'm talking a nanosecond. The ball, he
are
moves.
you talking about slow motion?
Yeah, he moves a split second, a nanosecond before the ball snaps. So, like, again, I don't know how the ref saw that in real time, but whatever. But let's get off that because we've taken a little way too much time. I do want to say though, again, it's very disappointing how the Giants lost. A near interception in the end zone right before that touchdown. To tie, what is it? To tie the game? I think right before the game was tied at 14, Adoree Jackson had what looked like a clear interception in the end zone and would have given the Giants back the ball. Instead, the Falcons tied the game at 14, and we all know they win in a last-second field goal. They got the Saints coming up now, and I know we're going to do our picks a little later, but Mike, Juwaan, what do you, at this point, at 0-3, the Giants just can't win in September. I don't know what it is.
Well, look, there was a recipe apparently the Panthers had that worked. So again, Saquon rushing for 51 yards isn't going to do it. No. It's just not going to do it. So if you can get a consistent running game against that Saints defense, again, New England held very close until it just was
not with that offensive line. You're not going to have you're not going to be able to get Saquon to get through that defense.
Well, he was getting through the creases. His trouble, and they even said it. Why is he bouncing out to the sides? Where he was getting penetration. I mean, not much, but he had a couple of good big runs. And even with the combination of him and Daniel Jones, they almost reached 100 yards. But I agree. I think without a run game, and that's what I'm saying. Like, they're way too one-dimensional.
But I'm going to be completely honest. Against the Saints, we had no rushing game either yesterday. And that game was very close until it legit just wasn't by the end of that game.
Right.
And that was just, if you can get solid, because again, if you can put pressure on Jameis Winston, like we did yesterday, it makes the game close. You just have to be able to keep him off the field. And that's what we couldn't do because we couldn't run the ball. So again, Saquon Barkley is way better than Damian Harris. So if he can get some kind of game going, and our offensive line is not much better. You guys. So if you can get somewhat of a running game, it's a close game that you guys could pull out. It wouldn't shock me at all if the Giants win that game.
Also, Winston had that one pass where I think he had his eyes closed.
He 100% had his eyes closed.
He had his eyes shut. He just threw that up. He's like, all right, I'm about to get sacked. I just thrown it up.
It's the angriest I've ever been because not only did he throw it without looking, the dude caught it and got his feet perfectly inbound.
I don't know how he caught that.
I don't understand how he caught it.
What was the flag, Juwaan? Obviously, they took it back. What was it, a pass interference?
It was pass interference.
Okay. So either way, it would have been first down, and goal.
Yep.
But still, that was just like that was incredible. There was no reason that ball should have been caught.
Or thrown.
All right. So moving forward, I guess we're done with that. Mike, I'll start with you. What was your game of the week?
I'm gonna go Green Bay, San Francisco.
Yeah, that was surprisingly.
That was. I mean, I was sitting there, and it's not because I won money on it. I was. I really did like the game. You know, Rodgers was spot on. The first half, 17-0, and then all of a sudden Garoppolo, and then, I mean, how did the defense coordinator not know that with Trey Lance coming in, there was going to be a fucking run? But the run was so perfectly done by Shanahan. It was the fullback, Jaworski or whatever his name was. Sure. I forgot his name, but he scored. He actually scored the go-ahead touchdown in the fourth quarter too.
Okay.
But what happened was Lance was under center, and everybody's expecting Lance to run. All of a sudden, the guy comes down the line. He goes under center, and he runs in for the touchdown. I mean, that was brilliant play calling right there. But no, I mean, but that game was really good. And when I saw that they scored, and I said, 37 seconds, Aaron Rodgers. I said,
no timeouts.
No timeouts. I said, he could pull this off.
37 seconds, yeah. And I mean, it took that one final pass to put them within field goal range and just enough time to spike it. But that was some drive with no timeouts. I didn't honestly. I didn't. I mean, I believe in Rodgers. I think Rodgers is a great quarterback, and if there's a quarterback that's going to be able to do it in the league, maybe there's a handful of them. But I also too. I mean, they gave him too much time. You would think 37 seconds, no timeouts. There's no whatever. But it's Rodgers, and you just gave him too much time. That's what the 49ers did.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Great
But,
game by the 49ers, but
yeah, it was.
Now to tip your hat off to Aaron Rodgers.
Right. Garoppolo had, I think, a fumble loss. He had the interception, but he threw two touchdowns.
He claimed there was a forward pass, but you could. I mean, even Collins was saying no. He threw it backwards, and and that's what helped out that thing. But then they scored, and then San Francisco scored right after that. So I mean, after a while, the second half became a
second half. It was a lot
shootout.
Closer. It was a back and forth. The first half, I thought the Packers had it in the bag.
And big shout out to Kittle.
Yeah,
because there's been too much talk about Travis Kelce and not enough about Kittle,
which is crazy because I think he's one. I mean, I still think Kelce's better, but I think Kittle's right there.
I thought Kelce was the best tight end when Gronk retired. Now that Gronk's back, until that guy retires again.
Well, Gronk is out now, so.
Oh, he got injured in the game?
He did get injured. I know he came out, but no, he went back in the game. Is he out for good now?
No, because he got hit right in the chest. They said it was a chest issue, like a rib issue.
Yeah, I thought I thought he came back later on in the game.
Even if he didn't, if it's above the waist, Gronk will be fine. I thought you were talking about lower.
No, it was no. He got hit in the ribs. I thought it was a rib injury.
No, and plus he doesn't wear that protector there. That's where he got hit. So he got hit in the lower. He got hit in the lower abdomen area.
Yeah, because that's usually because Gronk can usually withstand up here. It's the below that he's.
Yeah, that's his. That's where he usually has his bad injuries. Juwaan, where you going with game of the week?
You already know where I'm going with, and it's my Super Bowl pick, baby. I'm sorry. Yeah, my Chargers. My Chargers pulling out that win against Kansas City. I told you that they were going to get this one in Arrowhead, and they were probably going to lose it at home come December, but they were going to walk in there.
I remember him say that when I was watching it last week. He did say that.
I know. I didn't think there was a chance in hell. Chiefs at home. They're just coming off a loss last week.
If I would have gave you my pick last week,
you would have went Chiefs.
For this game. No. I'm a Justin Herbert fan. You know me.
I know you are, but you wouldn't have taken the Chiefs at home, coming off of a loss. I know you, dude. You would have went Chiefs.
I probably would have.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, Justin Herbert is that guy. Try to tell you guys before the season started that was a team to look out for.
No, well, me and Mike, honestly, Juwaan, me and Mike were talking about that last year. On Monday Morning Quarterback, we were basically saying that we think by this year, or at least another year
I said 3 to 5 years, Justin Herbert will be in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and maybe even sooner.
This is my year. They got the receivers. They got a pretty good running back core. That defense, when it wants, can be stout.
Yeah,
can be stout.
No, they came up with some big takeaways in yesterday's game.
Let me just say this: if you're Patrick Mahomes on that third down play, that's not the throw you make. That's just not the throw you make.
The interception he threw, but correct me if I'm wrong, he did a no look, right?
The first one that he threw.
That was a no look, right?
Was a no look.
He's got to stop. I know he's good at doing that, but you can't afford to do that because
you're going to catch it.
The guy was wide open.
Sooner or later.
The guy, I don't know who he was trying to throw it to, but the guy was wide open. And because he did a no-look pass, he literally threw it to the arms.
Let me also say this. They had a chance to score with that last-second Hail Mary. What the Chargers did that was smart. If you watch that again, they completely took Travis Kelce out of that play. He's bigger than all the Chargers defenders out there.
Yeah.
If he had a chance to make that 50-50 jump ball, he would have came down with it. But if you look at that, I don't understand how a flag wasn't thrown, but
they said the same thing. They said, but at this point, you just let him play. On a Hail Mary, you just let him play. Because I think on every Hail Mary, there's an offensive pass. I mean, both probably but more call pass interference.
Yeah.
They just let him play. Unless it's blatant, they just let it play out.
It's the same thing that happened to Gronk in that Eagles Super Bowl, where Brady threw up that 50-50, and I'm like, oh, Gronk's going to go up and get it. The Eagles are like punching him, shoving him, had him in a chokehold. They just wouldn't let him jump up. And it's the same thing the Chargers did to Travis Kelce. But it was a great game by the Chargers.
Here's what I like about that game, though, and how it ended. What they did, even though it was very, very, very risky, going for it on 4th down because they said, we're not giving Mahomes the ball back. We're not doing it. That was pretty much the turning point of the game.
But do you remember what I told you last week? As an avid Madden player, if you can score, you score.
Yeah.
You just pray your defense.
Stop running the clock out. Don't play to tie.
No.
Don't play to win a field goal. Don't play to have them waste their timeouts and then give them the ball back, because the guys like Mahomes, Brady, Rodgers, they're going to make you pay.
Yeah. And
more times than not.
Too many things can happen. You give it to your running back, he fumbles. Now the Chiefs drive at the length of the field. Now they only need a field goal.
Exactly.
And then if you can score, you score, and you just say, you know what? They can go for the tie. We take it to overtime. But what we will not do is let him drive down and get a game-winning field goal or a game-winning touchdown. So to me, even though Romo was livid, he was so confused.
Yeah.
But to me, if you have a chance, you score. And look, it worked out. They won. So you go for the points always.
All right. Well,
and the game was so bad that Andy Reid had to be taken to a hospital.
Yeah.
No, I do hope he's okay though.
Yeah.
They say he's going to be okay.
They say he's okay. I don't know. I don't know if he had like maybe a minor heart attack or he just wasn't feeling well. But they said they took him to the hospital. He was staying overnight. He was in stable condition and he's doing good.
All right, my game of the week's got to go to the Ravens and over, what do you call it, the Lions. This game, first of all, by no means should this game have even been close. If you watch the highlights, Marquise Brown drops 3 touchdown passes. You can't fault Lamar Jackson for literally putting it in his hands. He dropped 1 in the end zone and 2 on the way into the end zone that he would have had an easy score.
Which is, I know, because do you remember 2 years ago when he was asking for a trade because he wasn't getting the ball enough?
Right. Yeah. Now he's getting the ball.
Getting it and dropping it.
Yeah. I mean, those were 3 very, very bad drop passes. They weren't like, oh, he could have either let him more or they could have. No, he threw it perfectly on the dime and they were just blatantly dropped. 3 of them. So anyway, but what made this game of the week is how it ended. Ravens driving, they needed to get to a specific point, but they didn't, and they still went for a 66-yard field goal to win the game, and that's a record-breaking field goal. I mean, I witnessed history, and I got to watch it real time, wasn't on highlight. The only thing I will say is I was watching, and I don't know why. I think some people are saying that maybe the game clock wasn't reset or whatever, but on the play before that snap, on the play before the final pass and before the field goal, he throws the ball, he snaps the ball with like -2 seconds off the game clock. And the guys and the analysts, I can't remember who was commentating, but they were like, all right, he's got to snap the ball. 4, 3, 2, 1, snap. And I couldn't believe that there was no delay of game. And everybody else was saying that they should have been a delay of game. And it should have been never even a 66-yard field goal to begin with. By that point, it would have been 71. They would have had one more play, though, to try to get extra yards. But I don't know why that game, why it wasn't called delay of game. So I don't know if the game clock wasn't reset properly, what it was. But look, you can't take anything away from Justin Tucker. Literally squeaked it in off the crossbar, bounced right in. Mm-hmm. And coincidentally, that wasn't the longest field goal attempted that night. Matt Prater attempted a 68-yard field goal against the Jaguars, and it was returned for a 109-yard touchdown return.
That's how you don't do.
That's unbelievable.
That's what you're not supposed to do. But I do want to say really quickly to your point about the delay of game, they're letting that off a lot more now than ever before. But that I always thought that was a stupid thing. To me, that shouldn't have a clock on it. That just shouldn't have a clock on it. It just shouldn't. Just like I think free throws in basketball shouldn't. It's like he's going to hike the ball. He's not going to wait 20 minutes to hike it.
Yeah.
So to me, it's one of those things. If he was 2 seconds off, let
I
it
mean,
go.
that's possible what Matt's saying. And I think some other people are saying that the play clock on the play clock on the TV was different from the game clock. I think the stadium it was showing 40, and that's possible. That's possible because I mean to have that. I mean, again, it wasn't like because they're allowed a split second or maybe even 1 second leeway, but it was almost two, like 2 full seconds. But anyway, again, you can't take anything away from the Ravens. They came back, but again, and it was also like I said, and I can't stress enough, that was a game that should not have been as close as it was. I mean, it's against the Lions. No offense to Goff, but again, we know what the Lions are. But yeah, so that's my game of the week. All right.
So basically, the most overrated quarterback in football had to rely on his kicker to kick a 66-yard field goal that barely got through the crossbar.
I'm not going to say overrated anymore, dude. He was throwing dimes.
I don't give a
that
fuck.
one back of the end zone touchdown was beautiful. The best quarterback.
Overrated.
Nah, I'm sorry. I can't agree with
Mike,
that.
I'll let you go first with surprise of the week. What's surprise of the week?
Tampa Bay losing that bad too. I mean, not basically losing because this was a toss-up game, but Tampa Bay losing that bad to the Rams.
Oh, yeah.
And we're talking about the same defense that chased Patrick Mahomes around Raymond James Stadium last year.
Yeah, they don't look like the same defense. They
were minus JPP though. Let's be fair. They were minus JPP, so he had no vertical leap to block some of those passes Stafford was throwing.
Okay.
But I mean, but Brady even looked bad yesterday.
Did he?
I mean, well, he didn't stick with the shootout. I mean, they lost. I mean, they lost pretty. I mean, what was the final score of that game? Juwaan, you got the score from that game?
Yeah, I got you.
No, they lost by 10. It was 34-24. Yeah. But dude, Brady threw for 432 yards. What are you talking about?
All right, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about he didn't stick and went head to head with Stafford on touchdowns.
No, I understand. No, I get it. No,
Stafford, I mean, I was hoping to see the guns out. I mean something. I mean, even
I thought it was going to be more of a shootout too. I'm in agreement.
I thought so too.
But you can't take anything away from Stafford. He's got 9 touchdowns in his first.
Oh no, I'm not taking nothing against Matthew Stafford. It just goes to show you how great of a quarterback Matthew Stafford is with the right team, like you used to say.
I know.
You put this guy with the right team and the right coach, instead of be stuck in fucking Detroit for half of your life.
Yeah. But 34-24, it wasn't like a blowout. They did lose by 10, but
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying though, I was expecting a little more from Tom Brady.
I thought it was going to be more of a shootout as well. I thought it was going to be a shootout style, high scoring game. But I also told you what happens when you get like teams like this going against each other. Sometimes you have a very low scoring game, which at one point it looked like it was going to be, and then they started picking it up in the second half.
Also, remember what I told you. I told you last week when I picked the Rams that I just trusted their defense more.
Yeah,
I thought that their defense could get more physical.
Right.
And Stafford is a guy that can scramble a bit. He's obviously not like Lamar or Patrick. But Brady is very much, if he sees anything coming, he's going down. He's not attempting anything. He's not moving out. He's going down. I did see a couple of third down rushes from Brady, which was interesting.
And he had the rushing touchdown.
He did have the rushing touchdown.
Quarterback sneak.
Yep. But I will say that Rams defense is serious. And what I think they showed yesterday is that they were a good quarterback away from possibly winning a championship.
Yeah.
And this is the game that they needed. If they know that they can beat these guys, I don't think they'll have any issues with the Seahawks or the Packers. Because this is as good as you get with a wide receiving core.
Yeah.
So.
Cooper Kupp, it just for some reason just seems like he gets open all the time.
All the time.
He's always open.
All the time. No one checks scouting reports on that guy, clearly.
No, it's unbelievable. I think they need to start.
Deshaun Jackson.
Yeah. Where did he come from?
I mean, this is a man who I could have sworn was like 47. And he still can run 100 miles.
He's still doing it. He's still doing it.
Amazing.
And Giant fans
as long as he doesn't go up against the Giants. As long as he doesn't do it against the Giants.
Giant fans know all too well what Deshaun Jackson brings and what he can do. Oh, man. But, yeah, no, I agree. Look, it's early in the season. They're 3-0. It's obviously way too early to crown them. But I think a game like this, I don't think it's a surprise that they won. And I agree with you, Mike. It's how the Bucs lost. I think it's more so of the surprise. Because I said I think Stafford on this team is going to do great things, and he's proven it. But it's still early in the season. You never know what's going to happen. But I think
we'll see what happens next week when they take on Arizona and see who gets.
That's going to be a good game as well.
So
that is going to be a very
possession of first place.
The defense, not the best defense in the league, because I think the Panthers right now have the best defense in the league, but we got one of the best defenses against probably the best offense in football right now. I think it's almost safe to say they're once again the greatest show on turf.
Yeah.
Remember that Kurt Warner and the Isaac Bruce and Torrey Holt? I mean that team was really good. But yeah, so that's going to be Mike's surprise of the week. One other notable was Vikings beating Seahawks. But I picked the Seahawks to win, but this is the defense that we're talking about. This is the defense that allows the points, and look what they did to Russell Wilson.
Can you believe I had $145 win parlay going yesterday, and your two quarterbacks? But picture this: you can win $145 on a 14 parlay. You're 2 games up already, and your two quarterbacks are Tom fucking Brady
and Russell Wilson,
and you lose.
And you were worried about the Raiders and Marlins and Miami game. And what did I tell you?
Nope, I lost that one.
I know. I'm saying
that one because the Raiders were 3.5 favorite. They only won by 3.
No, I know, but I was saying, look, the Raiders are going to win that game. You don't have to worry about them. You have to worry about the Vikings coming back because they started coming back. But all right. That being said, let's go on to next week's picks. Juwaan had a good week last week. Juwaan, what'd you pick? 13 winners?
No, I think it was only 12 because remember I picked Steelers over Bengals. Stupid.
Steelers over Bengals. I know you lost that one, and the other one you lost with. I know for a fact because we were talking about it, you couldn't believe you picked them. What was the one that you thought you're like? I didn't pick them, did I?
The Brown.
You went Bears. Yeah,
Browns over the Bears.
Couldn't
believe I picked the Bears.
All right.
Wait, you know what? I actually got my DraftKings up. I'm gonna listen to Juwaan this week.
Yeah,
Juwaan,
do it.
Juwaan, Philly or Dallas tonight?
Hold on, take some. Oh, yeah, you went Philly, didn't you, Juwaan?
I went Philly. Yeah, I went.
Yeah, yeah.
Right,
he went Philly, and you were going Philly anyway, Mike.
I'm going Philly in the over.
All right. Thursday night game, Jaguars and Bengals. First of all, I feel bad for Trevor Lawrence. I do. And Zach Wilson. And I do also want to include really quick. I know the Giants are 0-3 as well, but the Jets at 0-3 look completely lost.
Mm-hmm.
They look completely lost. And I said this last year.
And
probably the years preceding that. I never faulted Sam Darnold. I said he's on the wrong team. He has no weapons. He has no help. And I think they definitely went in the right direction getting solid. I'm not saying that it's the head coach's problem. I'm not saying that at all. But I said, I don't care what quarterback you have under center. That's not going to fix the Jets' woes.
No.
And Zach Wilson, again, he's only first 3 games in the NFL. I'm not saying he's going to come right out of the gate like who's the one that did Mac Jones had a bad game yesterday too. What did Mac Jones like 3 picks, I think, yesterday?
3 picks for Mr. Hall of Fame that I called in a preview show.
But anyway, we're gonna get to that anyway. So Jaguars and Bengals, what do we got? Juwaan, what do you got?
I'm not picking against Joe again. So Bengals.
Yeah, I'm going Bengals too. Mike, you going Bengals?
I love them against Pittsburgh. I mean, how can I go against them on this game?
Yeah.
And I will take the 7 on that as well.
All right. I'm going to all put you guys down for Titans against the Jets.
Yeah.
I think that's easy. Decent game coming here. Eagles coming off a high and actually no, because the Eagles haven't played today yet. So let's see what happens against Dallas. But Chiefs versus Eagles in Philadelphia. I mean,
Chiefs.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I can't go get dude. The Chiefs. There's no way. First of all, this was I think it was week 5 and 6 in 2019 was the last time they won back-to-back games.
Mm-hmm.
Lost back-to-back games. I'm sorry.
I know what you meant.
And what was the other stat? Oh, Chiefs had three turnovers in their first 3 possessions for the first time since 2000. That was another stat in that game, which was unbelievable. The first 3 possessions, for interception, and then the 2 fumbles. I'm going Chiefs.
I'll take the Chiefs, but I'll take the Eagles with the +6 on the line though, because I don't think they're gonna. I don't think they're gonna blow them out. I think it's gonna be a close one.
I think they have something to prove, even more so now. They have a losing record. They're 1-2. They have to. This is a too tight of a division right now to lose any ground. I'm going. I think they're gonna blow them out. I look, nothing against the Eagles. I don't mean like blowout, like what the Bills did to the Dolphins last week. But I think the Chiefs are going to win at least by 10.
Yeah, I'm with Mike. It's going to be close.
Really?
It's going to be close, but Chiefs win.
Okay.
I like the Eagles. I like the points. I like the points for sure.
I'll take the Eagles with the points, but I'll say Chiefs for the win though.
Yeah, same here.
Panthers at Cowboys in Dallas. Well, if I say at, you know what I mean. Panthers at Cowboys. I'm going Panthers.
Wait. There's no Christian McCaffrey, right?
I believe he's out.
I'm going Dallas.
You're going to go Dallas? Okay.
Yeah, I'm going Dallas.
I'm going against myself for this. I'll say Dallas, but I'll take Carolina with the points with +4.
Okay.
I like that. I like the +4. That was
Joey. I told you I was going to throw these bets in every now and then.
That's fine. I don't care. And Matthew does bring a good point. I pulled it up before, but I want to address it. Being in Denver and being in that air, the what do you call it? The altitude.
Yep.
If Tucker can get a 66-yard field goal, he might be
in
kicking
Denver.
for 70.
He can get 70. I think
He can kick for
100%.
70.
He also practiced that 60-yarder pregame.
Yeah, 65. And he kept missing it.
Yeah. No. He nailed one. He did a few because they showed it. He nailed one.
Oh, okay.
So I guess that was all the confidence he needed. He was just, I'm going to nail this.
Well, Mason Crosby said prior to the in an interview when they were showing when they were talking about him kicking that winning field goal, he even said he could even knock it in from 61, but he said 50 to 55 is his range.
Yep.
But he said if it needed, he probably would have got one from 61.
Yeah, he had some extra leg on it with that 51. All right. Giants at Saints. Fuck me, man. I gotta go Saints.
I gotta go Saints. I'm not worried about. I'm not even bothering with the spread on this, but I mean, because I would never bet my team. My name's not Pete Rose, so
I mean it's tough, but that Saints defense. Yeah, I mean I don't know which Winston we're gonna get, but he didn't do too bad. I don't know, Juwaan. What do you got? I want to pick Giants. My heart says Giants, but
I don't trust. I don't know what your receiving core is going to look like.
Well, yeah. I don't know how bad Slayton is now. I don't know about Shepard. So yeah, without that, and
I don't want to pick the Giants and then have a caveat. So I'd rather just go Saints.
Yeah,
because I think having the caveat is like the easy way out, and I don't want to do that. So
until the Giants win a game, I can't.
Yeah,
unless
that's why I told you that when I picked Washington 2 weeks ago. I was like, I can't pick this team to win unless they start showing me something.
All right, Browns at Vikings. I'm gonna go Cleveland. I know Minnesota did very well, especially against Seattle, but and they're playing at home. I'm gonna go Browns.
I'm gonna go Browns because I think partially why they had an edge over Seattle is they don't have a great pass rusher. Last time I checked, Myles Garrett still lives and breathes. And apparently that's a big thing.
Yeah.
Is him living and breathing. So I'm gonna go Browns. I don't even know their wide receiver situation, but apparently it didn't matter yesterday. So.
It did not.
Odell was out yesterday. So.
Yeah, and I think Landry was too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you also were playing Justin Fields, for Christ's sakes. I mean, it wasn't like you were playing up against Tom Brady or Matthew Stafford.
They netted 1 yard. That's what they net. That was what they netted, 1 yard. The Bears on offense, a yard.
I mean, Minnesota's offense is, I would say, a little bit more stellar
And they did it without Dalvin Cook. That was the other thing. So, and I've said a couple of other games last year as well when Cook either came out for a couple of plays or maybe didn't play. Madison is actually a damn good backup for Minnesota. So they still have a running game whether they have Dalvin Cook out or not. But I'm still going to go Browns. I agree. This defense for the Cleveland, and their offense as well, but the defense more so, especially with Garrett.
What's Minnesota's record right now? 1-2. Yeah, 1-2.
Yeah,
but the 2 losses were really good. I mean, I hate when people say that was a good loss, but they did play Arizona tough. They did play their. I think they played the second week, but they played tough again.
What do you got? Sounds like you want to go Vikings, Mike.
I want to, but it's Baker. Give me Minnesota, but I'm not touching this game on a spread.
Oh, I wouldn't either.
I mean, if I take I'm picking the Vikings. If I did put the Vikings in, I'm getting +1. I mean, but no, outright though, Minnesota can win this game.
All right, this next one's a tough one. You got the Lions and Bears. Now, my initial thought right away is to go for the Lions only because I don't know what the quarterback situation is for Chicago next week.
It's going to be Justin Fields again. Dalton's out for a while.
But at the same time, they are at home. The Bears defense has shown some promise. But the Lions, I mean, they almost clawed back.
The Lions offense did not look bad yesterday. Don't let them mistake you what happened with that kick.
No.
Jared Goff did not look that bad on that field.
But
yesterday.
It's the defense, though, for the Lions I'm talking about. Because like I said, you put the ball in Marquise Brown's hands those 3 times. That game's not even close. I'm going to take the Bears at home. I know I said Lions. I think the Lions are probably going to win. But I don't know. I'm gonna go Bears. Fuck it.
I'm going Lions by a field goal.
I agree with Juwaan. I agree with Juwaan. I'm gonna take the Lions with the +3.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Texans at Bills. Bills are favored by a lot, actually.
Still no Tyrod Taylor?
No.
Still no Tyrod Taylor?
I think it's the Bills.
Currently, right now, Buffalo is 17-point favorite.
Yeah, it's a big favorite, and they're playing at home. I know the Texans defense has been decent, but without Tyrod, if he's still out, I'm pretty sure he is. So I'm going Bills at home.
I'll take the Bills, but I'm not touching this game with any money on it.
I wouldn't touch this game with your dick, Mike. What'd you say, Juwaan?
No. I said I feel bad because I just said I don't want to do any caveats. But if Tyrod Taylor is playing, I'm taking the Texans.
So what do you want to do? Texans?
Tyrod's not playing. Tyrod's out for 3 weeks. This is only week 2.
Okay. Then yeah, I'm going Bills. I don't think the rookie can handle that defense.
No. Colts at Dolphins.
No Tua? Still no Tua?
I still think it's Jacoby. Honestly, Juwaan, I don't know.
Honestly, though, Jacoby didn't look too bad yesterday.
No, he didn't look too bad.
He's not a bad quarterback. Jacoby is probably a poor man's Jameis Winston. A very poor man's Jameis Winston.
I can see that. I think that's a good analogy. I think that's yeah.
He is a guy that has the potential to win you games, but he's also the guy that has a high potential to lose you games.
But that defense, though, that's the Miami defense still.
Who are they playing again, you said?
They're playing the Colts, but they're at home.
And there's no Carson Wentz, right?
I don't think Carson Wentz. Well, who's the quarterback?
I don't want this game. I don't know. I don't want this
Wait,
game.
hold on. Who's the quarterback for the Colts then?
I don't know. I thought Carson Wentz went out yesterday.
Carson Wentz, he played yesterday.
Yeah, he played yesterday. But
yesterday's game.
Did he get injured?
I thought he did. I could be wrong. I apologize. Then if Carson Wentz is healthy and he is playing, then I'll go Colts.
No, Wentz was in the whole game because I was doing 2 things. I was listening to the Giant game, but I was also watching the game flow shot on the NFL website for that game because that was one of my parlays. And at the end of the game, Wentz was still on the field as far as I know.
All right, I'm gonna go. You know what? Just to pick, I'm gonna go Colts.
Yeah. Put me there too. I'm gonna go Colts if Carson Wentz is healthy and playing. Colts have the advantage there.
Mike, what do you got?
I wasn't a Tua fan, but he didn't look bad yesterday. They're up against Carr.
So you're going Dolphins?
Give me the Colts.
Okay.
I'll make it a 3-way there.
I put you down for the Colts. Washington at Atlanta. I don't see if the Giants defense gave Atlanta some problems, especially on third down. The Giants defense was definitely tighter on third down, with the exception of that last drive, obviously. I'm going Washington football team. I think Heineke, they started to come back a little bit in that game. I know they lost. But
after that fucking trouncing that defense took from Josh Allen, you're going to go with Washington?
But it's game? Josh Allen. It's the Bills. They have look. I know Washington's team is supposed to be about defense,
and they gave up 42 fucking points.
It's the Bills.
Still 42 points. A lot.
Still, if you
but this is the Falcons.
Defenses.
This is I don't know.
I'm going Falcons, and it's not because I think Washington is necessarily bad. It's just Matt Ryan and
Taylor Heineke are two different animals right there.
Matt Ryan at some point has to live up to the fact that he went to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like at some point you have to play like that guy again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That wasn't like 30. I'm not 30, but it wasn't like 10 years ago. So it's like at some point you got to live back up to that.
Yeah, but like you also mentioned, so did Garoppolo.
Yeah.
Garoppolo also went to a Super Bowl.
Horrible yesterday. He didn't play.
No,
horrible.
He didn't.
And
but yeah,
he's probably the 49ers' best chance at winning a championship. Right.
Come on. Trent Dilfer won a fucking Super Bowl.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. All right, so you're all going Falcons. I'm the only one picking Washington.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, sounds like it.
And I wouldn't touch this game with a. I wouldn't fucking with a 10-foot dick.
Well, speaking of Garoppolo, now we got the Seahawks coming in and visiting the 49ers. 49ers played the Packers very well and almost came out with a win. What do you think they do against Seattle and a defense that is still a little shaky? And it looked like an offensive line that's not really protecting Wilson that well at all.
I would take the 49ers. I mean, they technically had the lead with 37 seconds to go yesterday.
Yeah.
And Russell Wilson is not the Russell Wilson. I'll bet dollars to donuts. He is regretting not taking that offer going to Chicago in the offseason.
I mean, Chicago doesn't look that much better.
You're saying you think Russell isn't the same Russell Wilson?
Yeah, I don't think it's Russell. I don't think Russell Wilson's the problem.
I think the team's the problem, and he had a chance to go somewhere. His wife was from Chicago. She would have been happy. He would have been getting laid every night in Chicago because he made her happy. But Russell didn't want to go to Chicago.
How do you know he's not getting laid in Seattle?
He wanted to stay.
He's definitely getting laid in Seattle.
He might be sleepless.
He might be sleepless, or
She wore his jersey to the Met Gala.
He might go like this and go, "Oh wait, is that it? Wait, is that the fish market down the block of you, honey?"
Oh my God. So Mike, you're basically saying 49ers.
I'll go 49ers, and I will take the -3 on
Juwaan, what do you got?
And Juwaan just went, "Oh my God, what
do you believe? Do you believe in Russell Wilson and the Seahawks?"
Hell yes, I believe in Russell Wilson. I'm going Seattle. It sounds like you guys are down on your Wilson. I don't appreciate that. So
I don't think Wilson's a problem.
The Seattle team is not the Seattle team of old.
No, I mean, we remember that.
He doesn't have a good defense. He doesn't have a good offensive line.
Right, but think about this. As great as we know Russell Wilson is, what helped his career a lot early is the fact that he didn't have to get in shootouts. The Legion of Boom was holding teams to like 14 points a game.
Okay, but we don't have the Legion of Boom anymore.
No. But what I'm saying is, right when that started to deteriorate, Russell Wilson was going crazy by himself.
I mean, you had a 10-point lead yesterday, and you lost to Kirk fucking Cousins.
I don't know why you keep dogging on Kirk Cousins. I don't think Kirk Cousins.
Let's get this into reality here. You had a 10-point lead and you lost to Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings.
What's wrong with Kirk Cousins? I
Kirk Cousins is not an elite quarterback.
Kirk Cousins is another Derek Carr. He has a good game. He has a bad game, and sometimes he has both in one game.
Don't do that to Derek Carr.
I think Derek Carr is the most underrated quarterback in football right now.
I think he's the second most overrated quarterback in football. Next to somebody in fuck.
Who talks about Derek Carr?
No one.
Juwaan, I swear to God. Juwaan, I'm watching the game yesterday. He throws the pick 6. I text Joey, most overrated fucking quarterback in football. I'm like, this motherfucker's gonna cost me by the fucking.
And he didn't.
No, he did because I lost by half a point.
I would take Derek Carr any day of the week.
I agree. All right, this is a big game. I think this is probably. I'm looking forward. I'm looking down. Oh well, now Tom Brady's homecoming is also not bad, but that's Sunday night.
No,
Monday is also not bad.
Day for Sunday night.
All right, Cardinals at Rams. This is tough because, like I said, you got a good defense against probably the best offense in football. But they're playing in LA. They're playing at home, and that crowd was loud yesterday. I mean, it disrupted Tom Brady because they weren't used to it. And Kyler Murray had a decent game. I think he had a running touchdown yesterday, but nothing in the air. But that Cardinals defense, I don't know. I don't think the defense is going to be enough to stop the Rams. I'm going to go Rams.
I'm going Cardinals, baby. I'm going Cardinals. I love Kyler Murray. I love Buda Baker. I talk about him all the time.
Yeah,
my man Buda.
I love me some Buda Baker.
I just love me some Buda. That's all. I mean,
DeAndre Hopkins. Yeah, look.
Wait. We don't talk about that on our live YouTube. Sorry.
I think DeAndre Hopkins might be snuffed out by Jalen Ramsey. Like I told you, I felt like Mike Evans would yesterday, and he was virtually rendered useless in that game.
Yeah.
But what I do think the Cardinals' biggest strength is I think that pass rush can get to Stafford. And don't get me wrong, Aaron Donald can definitely make his way over to Kyler Murray pretty easily.
Mm-hmm. He probably could too.
Kyler Murray can scramble. He can scramble and get out of that.
What's his name again? Aaron Donald.
Aaron Donald. Yeah.
All he has to do is just go past Justin Pugh and because Justin Pugh lets everything slip by him anyway. So
Giants fans know that all too well. What was the other what do you call it, defensive end that actually sacked Brady as well? That got to Brady yesterday too from the Rams.
Fowler?
Was it Fowler?
I'm not sure.
It might have been.
I'm not sure, but that hit he gave Brady, I was just like,
yeah,
oof. Wow, that is not a hit you want your.
No, and like I said, I'm in agreement with you. I think this can go either way because it's whether it's going to be a defensive stop or the Rams just doing their thing and shooting out. So I'm just going to go on the Rams side. Mike, what do you got? Cardinals or Rams?
I'm going to take the Rams, but if Juwaan might like this pick, Rams, but I'll take Cardinals +6.
I do like that.
All right.
When we go up the year, we got to go over this again because I actually going to play a little parlay, but we'll see how we do this week.
Steelers at Packers.
I'm
going Green Bay.
Packers.
It's Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. We just live in it.
Yep.
Ravens at Broncos. This is going to be a good game. Broncos 3-0. Ravens 3-0.
Packers. Where was that game?
Oh, Teddy. Yeah. No, I'm not picking against Teddy.
You're not going to pick against Teddy and a Broncos defense that's actually doing, especially Von Miller.
I told you when we did our pick, I said Von Miller is going to have an awakening.
I mean, they shut out the Jets, but they still have done
right.
I mean, they played the Giants, the Jets. Who was the other one what did they win in week 2?
I don't remember who they played in week 2. They haven't played stout competition yet. I 100%.
This is definitely their first test.
Right. And I'm still picking Teddy. Who are they playing?
I'm going Broncos. What'd you say?
Who are they playing again?
The Ravens. I know. I'm going to go. I think they can handle it, especially Mile High. I think I'm going to go Broncos.
Yeah, I'm going Teddy. I don't feel good about it, but I'm going Teddy.
Joey, you know my answer.
Broncos. All right. Now last game for Sunday.
I'll never pick that overrated bastard. I don't
Last
care.
game for Sunday. Tom is coming home. It's a homecoming. He comes back to Gillette Stadium, faces his former team, Juwaan's team, the Patriots. I'm gonna go Bucks. I know they're playing in Foxborough. I get it, but did the Patriots have enough to stop that offense?
Yeah.
That you think so?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, a Saints team that should have dropped at least 40 points on that defense only had 28, and that 28, that last touchdown was like literally end of the game. We couldn't really necessarily get a stop, but they held Jameis most of that game. It was just the offense couldn't really get things going.
Yeah, but you can't compare Jameis Winston and Tom Brady.
I'm not.
And the weapons Brady has over what Winston has.
But what I'm saying is, can our defense keep the game close enough to give Mac Jones a chance? Not saying that he will, but to give him a chance. Yeah. This game means a lot for Bill.
It means a lot for Brady as well. It means a lot for both sides.
Here's why it doesn't mean a lot for Brady. He already proved himself by going
because he won a Super Bowl.
Right. To Bill, this is the only chance you can actually prove anything because Brady already beat you to the finish line.
Right.
So I think Bill's going to throw a lot of blitz packages at Brady. I think he's going to make him very uncomfortable in the pocket. It's just a matter of, can our horrible offensive line keep Mac Jones comfortable enough to get the ball out within 2 seconds rather than 0.5 like he had to yesterday.
Yeah.
So, but I'm going New England by 2 touchdowns. Against
Mike, what do you got? That's a bold.
You know what? I hate to say it. I totally agree with Juwaan. Oh, wait. New England or Tampa Bay?
He's going New England.
I'm going New England.
Oh, wait. Whoa. You threw me for a loop on that one. I thought you were going to go with Tommy.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. And I even wrote down by 2 touchdowns. Because I'll talk about it next week.
Hold me to it.
Mike, what do you got? You got Bucks, right?
He just threw me off. I thought he was going to say Tom Brady coming home. He was going to, show Belichick who the real mastermind of that team was.
No.
What do you got, Mike?
Nah, there's no way Tom Brady's losing 2 games in a row. He's going out there first off to get himself back into the swing of things and going back to Foxborough.
He's gonna feel right at home there, I think.
I'll tell you right now, there's 6.5 right now. I'll say Brady's going to win by 2 touchdowns.
The fact that it's at 6.5 should let you know that odd makers believe this game will be closer.
Right. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I don't think either team's going to win by 2 touchdowns. But because look, like you said, Bill Belichick is a mastermind when it comes to defense. He throws different schemes almost every meeting. But and who knows Brady more than anyone better than Bill Belichick. But between what the Bucs defense can be and the offensive side of the ball and the weapons that Brady has, especially if hopefully Gronk is good to go next week. Again, the Patriots might be able to keep it close, but I don't think. I don't know.
Here's the biggest reason why I don't fear the Bucs. Right? I get everything Brady brings you.
Mm-hmm.
Those corners are not good. They're just not. What the Bucs' strength is defensively is they have one of the best linebackers in the game, and their ability to blitz. Right?
Yeah.
So they blitz you. So anytime you can get a successful blitz, it makes it easier on the corners because it could be a tip ball. The ball maybe didn't get its full velocity, any kind of thing, right? When you look at what the Rams did, Kupp was just like, well, no one's guarding me. Yard here, 10 yards here, 15 yards here. It was essentially like there was no one covering.
I agree. But Kupp also is really good at getting open. He runs really good routes.
100%.
And there's a difference between Stafford and Mac Jones. Again,
I don't disagree, but look at the last, what week are we in? Week 4?
This is week 4, yeah.
Okay.
Week 4 coming up, yeah.
Look, and again, I'm not comparing quarterbacks. I'm just pointing out how horrible the corners are. Look what Dak did.
Oh, but we expected that from Dak, especially with that receiving core.
Right. But I'm saying to throw that many yards on those corners, it lets you know that if you have a competent offensive line that can push back that blitz that they're going to be giving you, you could make some work on those corners.
All right.
You can make some work on those corners.
Well, we will see. All right. Final game next Monday, Raiders at Chargers.
No.
Derek Carr going up
dreading this.
against Justin Herbert, but they're playing in LA. And shit, man. That's going to be a good game.
Chargers.
You going I'm going to go Chargers too. Look, you just took down the Chiefs at Arrowhead.
How do you not take the Chargers after that?
As much as I like, I was just talking about it. As much as I like Derek Carr, and as much as I like the Raiders, Raiders are the first time in they're 3-0 since not winning, but going to the Super Bowl in 2002. Obviously they lost to the Bucs.
Juwaan is conflicted here.
I'm gonna go Chargers.
Juwaan,
until they show me otherwise. It
won't hurt to say the Chargers, Juwaan. Justin Herbert's a good quarterback.
No, I can't do it.
I'll tell you why though, Juwaan, because look, Jacoby Brissett, as much as I know he's not that bad of a quarterback, but like you said, he's the poor man's Jameis Winston, right? Mm-hmm. He kept the Dolphins close in that game. Mm-hmm. And don't get me wrong, I like Derek Carr, I like Waller, I like Ruggs. I think he's got some really good offensive weapons as well. But now we're talking about the Chargers. We're talking about Justin Herbert. We're talking about Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, and that defensive front that could get at possibly Derek Carr and make him uncomfortable, especially in LA.
Did Ruggs get hurt yesterday, though?
Who?
Ruggs. Did Ruggs get hurt?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Somebody got hurt. One of the receivers got hurt on the Raiders yesterday. I don't know who it was, though. And they said one of the players were down.
Mike, who you got? You going Chargers, right? I'm
going Chargers. Yeah, I'm not. Justin Herbert right now is riding the high of his life right now. He beat Mahomes in Arrowhead. How do you not? And then you're going back home?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm picking against that. I'm going Raiders. Raiders. Do we know the spread on that?
Yeah, I was about to ask you that.
3.5?
3.5 as of right now, but that's a week away. This could change.
I'm saying Raiders win at least by a touchdown. It's only thing I can say is this: Derek Carr has shown he plays that division harder than any other team in the NFL. When it comes to playing that division, he plays tough. So I see them stealing this one. And look, if I'm wrong, this will be the one time I will be very happy that I am.
I know you are. I know you want the Chargers to win. I think it's a toss-up. I really do. Giving it to the Chargers automatically just for beating the Chiefs right now. I mean, the Ravens beat the Chiefs too. It's not just, the Chiefs I think are beating themselves as well.
Right.
But the Chargers are a good team and rightfully so. But I do think the Raiders are one of those teams people sleep on. Even though they're 3-0, I think the Raiders are being slept on way too much.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I'm not picking against Derek Carr. You know how much I love Herbert and how much I love the Chargers. They're still my Super Bowl pick. But, nah. Derek Carr is going to get it done this week, at least by a touchdown.
All right. Well, guys, you heard it first. Obviously, we'll know next week how our picks went. Of course, we got the Monday night game coming up. Eagles at Dallas. It should be a good game. I don't know if it's a game I really want to watch because there's two teams I can't stand. So
I wouldn't watch it, but I still say Philly in the over.
Yeah, I think it's good. I think Dallas pulls it out, but I don't really. What did you say the spread is?
3.5.
Okay. Eagles get the 3.
Eagles are giving 3.5 to Dallas.
Okay. All right.
Which basically means a toss-up.
Gotcha. Yeah. I don't know. I think I know Jalen and the Eagles have been doing decent, but I still think Dallas with Dak coming back and that receiving core, if it's on the way it has been, I think right now is it's a very formidable opponent. So it should be a good game, and obviously it's a division rival game. So that's basically it. All right, Mike, I want to thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. Welcome back, and of course, Juwaan, as always. Links in the description. Mike, I got to put yours as well. I forgot to do that. I'm going to put your link as for your YouTube as well. Mm-hmm. Guys, you want to plug anything? You guys got anything coming on your channels?
I got the podcast tonight coming up later on today with me and James for coming down the aisle.
Okay. All right. Juwaan, what do you got coming up?
We have MCR this Wednesday.
Okay. For the What If.
Yeah, for What If. So just stay tuned for that.
All right, guys. And Mike, like I said, I'll when we get off this, I'll go in and I'll plug in your link. But Juwaan, your link is already in there.
And I
so
will
guys,
not be available next week for next week's show.
You're not going to be able to?
I got a doctor's appointment.
Okay, that's fine. All right. But guys, I will see you all next week. Thank you for watching. And Matt, welcome back. Thank you for coming on as well. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Already.
I'll talk to you guys soon.